It's the case that made national headlines. A man shot and killed in his apartment, the shooter, an off-duty Dallas police officer. Today, that now former officer appeared in court for a hearing that could give us new insight into the case. Good morning, everyone. I'm Teresa Woodard. Thanks so much for joining us at midday. Our Chris Sadeghi is at the courthouse and joins us live with an update on this case. Chris?
Well, Teresa, a handful of botham-jean supporters showed up in the courtroom, but there really wasn't a whole lot to see because most of what happened today happened behind closed doors. Amber Guyger was here in the building. We saw the former Dallas police officer walking into the courthouse this morning, but she did not appear before the judge in the courtroom. Instead, the judge briefly addressed the crowd to tell them this was just going to be an announcement setting, meaning it would mostly involve attorneys meeting privately to talk about the evidence discovery in the case. There was a subpoena for a Dallas Police Department lieutenant familiar with Guyger's time card during the period she walked into botham-jean's apartment by accident and shot him. We suspect the interest in her time card could concern what role overtime or fatigue played in her actions. But again, there was no testimony about that in open court. This shooting happened after Guyger worked a 12-hour police shift. She has since been fired by DPD and indicted for murder. Teresa, back to you.
Chris, thank you. New developments in a possible terror